Okay, part two. um, you guys, I always try to be open and honest and share everything. I don't know if there's been any difference in my videos. I've been trying to keep up and just keep up, I guess. However, I am going to tell you that you guys all know that I have suffered with, I don't want to say suffer, but I have had mental illness for as long as I can remember. Um, it wasn't until I think my early 30s, maybe mid 30s, that before that time I had ADHD, um, OCD, and chronic depression. So, in about my mid 30s, I think, I was diagnosed with bipolar. So, most of y'all know that because I have shared that with you all before. And I am very, very diligent with my medication because in 2000, I stopped taking all of it and I was very suicidal. So, thanks to my wonderful, wonderful sixth husband who stood by me um, and got me back on track. And thanks to God, most of all. So, anyway, I'm very diligent. What happens occasionally is you will get your medications correct, and that's not easy. Sometimes you only have to take one, sometimes you have to take two together. It's hard. I think I have a loose, balding gray hair. But anyway, so it's hard sometimes to get that right. And then once you do, you can go along for a long time and be just fine. Or maybe it's not a long time. But what can happen is uh, it just is not right. It's just not right. And it sneaks up on you. Um, you just, in the beginning, think maybe you're having kind of a bad day, or maybe a bad few days. You just don't feel right, you know? You're just, you're not on top of your game. And so, oh my goodness, y'all. Mr. Amazon is dropping me off a box. Miss Amazon. Thank you, sweetie.
Very welcome, thank you.
Drive careful.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Um, I'm amazed. I mean, they figure out how to use the gate, which is not easy, and they bring my packages right to my door. But anyway, back to the purpose of the video. So it can sneak up on you um, just because you take medication for these problems does not mean that you don't have some highs and some lows. You are still a human being. You are not a robot. But when these off days persist, then you begin to think, well, I wonder if I should see my doctor. Well, I reached that point. And it did sneak up on me. I mean, I just felt like, it's been cloudy in the mornings and overcast, and it's been cold, and different things. And you think that's what it is. Because you guys know I'm a sun lover. That's all there is to it. That's why I don't live up in Washington close to my boys. But so I had an appointment already. And this video is going to come out before the one I did where I said I was going to see him. So he did adjust one of my medications, and that change starts today. So usually you start to feel better fairly quickly, especially if it's not a new drug that's being introduced into your system, but an increase in one you're already taking. And that's what we decided to do. I have another appointment in 30 days. In fact, I go every 30 days. You also have, it's like I said, you're still a human being. And, you know, things can happen in your life. You can have some family things going on that are a bit frustrating or sad or taxing or whatever. And I've had a bit of that going on. And so you say, well, that's why I'm not feeling so good today, blah, blah, blah. So just know I am on top of it, and I will be feeling better soon. The way this affects me, you could see in part one that my house is a wreck. Now, you may not think so, but if you watched videos of how my house normally is, it's not cluttered. Uh, Things are put away. Um, that's how it affects me, is I lose my motivation. I can't seem to make myself do the things that I normally would, such as keeping things put away, keeping them neat and clutter free, cleaning up after myself, on just constant. And that's how I normally am. And so I just wanted you guys to see it's not because of the wonderful gifts that I've been receiving, because normally these things would be taken care of, they would be put away until I was ready to use them or make a video with them. Um, and I just haven't done that. And the biggest thing for me is I start feeling overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. I got a message today that my Humana payment didn't work, and when I got my debit card, my new one, I went in, I changed them on everything. For some reason, the Humana is not right. There's another one of my things that are not right, and I can't seem to figure that out. I get very, very frustrated and I get very irritated at myself. So, because I try to, I mean, gosh, I share everything with you, including the brand of my undies. So I'm sorry, you guys, if things are not um, like I like them to be. I have several videos to put up. Um, I I don't think I've been really caught up on my comments like I like to be. Um, when you're not feeling well, you I and here's a really key thing for me, you guys. Now, other people who have these struggles have different things that are an indicator that something is off. And for me, um, if I can't read, if I can't get into a book and read, and I start a book and I just can't get into it, and so I just return it to the library, which I do electronically. Um, that's a big indicator for me because I love to read. So you just lose interest in daily activities, in the things that you love to do, working in the yard, baking, um, keeping your house clean, just everything. So I just want you guys to know that I'm aware and I am on top of it. I should have made an appointment uh, maybe 2 weeks ago. Um, but like I said, you just attribute these feelings. They come slowly. It's not like 1 minute you're on top of everything and the next minute you're not. Doesn't work that way. So, because of some things that have been going on, I just, thought this too shall pass. But when you are struggling with your mental illness, things don't pass, and you need to stay on top of it. And I just encourage you guys, don't don't wait. Don't wait. It's important not to. And I finally realized a couple, maybe 3 days ago, um, I really need to see my doctor and talk about this. But because I already had the appointment set up, I just waited to go in until yesterday. Now, if that appointment had been a week or more away, I would have called in and said, I'm feeling kind of rotten. I really need to see the doctor, and they will get you in. But anyway, you guys, do not, ooh, the last thing that any of us who have a mental illness or any other kind of illness, the last thing we want is pity, okay? Nah, I am fine and I will be better. And so don't worry about me. I do not have the first thing your doctor asks you is, have you had any self-harming thoughts? And I have not. It's not that bad, you guys. I just call it extreme laziness, okay? So, just hang in there with me and things will get better. It doesn't take long. Like I said, I've got several videos for you guys. There are so many that I want to make, but I'm just not in the mood, so to speak. So I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to upload it and I'm going to go sit out on the glider and watch Miss Hazel, and I have to go at noon and pick up a small grocery order. So that will be my thing, my accomplishment for the day, which actually Hazel will be really glad because she loves her wet food. So, you guys, I love you and I know that you understand. Some of you more than others. And so, do something fun today. Sitting on my glider in the sunshine, trust me, that is a very fun thing for me. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.